So we're talking about 3 months that you were romantically involved.
She remembers all his gifts.
He gave me perfume,
Forget perfume.
jewelry.
Forget jewelry.
Other than that, nothing.
But conveniently forgets her debts.
What about a car?
He gave me a car. I would pay him back when I could.
How could you forget that?
I'm sorry. I'm just a little nervous.
It's more than a little nerves.
This is Judge Judy.
Mr. Robinson, the defendant with whom you had a relationship and no longer have a relationship, you claim in your papers that you made a series of loans to her.
That's correct.
Ms. Hames said, while she acknowledges that you gave her certain things, there was never any discussion of a loan or payback for anything, including a car, until you were no longer a couple. So you met in 2018, according to what I read, according to what you wrote.
Yes.
Very romantic. New Year's Eve 2018 was a beautiful night, and you became romantically involved.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Were you living in the same place?
Yes, we were.
What kind of place?
Four-bedroom house in Mira Mesa.
And you had a room and she had a room?
That's correct.
How long had you been living in the house?
I'd been there almost a year.
And you?
About 6 months.
And what kind of work were you doing, Miss Hames?
I worked as a retail service deli bakery clerk.
And what kind of work do you do, sir?
I was an engineer at a plating company.
Are you still living in the house?
Yes, I am.
And are you?
No, ma'am.
When did you move out?
I moved out in March of 2019.
And tell me what things, Miss Hames, did Mr. Robinson give you during the time when you moved out in March of 2019, you were no longer involved with him, is that right?
Yes.
When
We
had you
saw each other here and there, but we weren't like romantically involved like we were when we were living together.
Well, when you were living together, how long were you living together?
I moved in like August of 2018.
Well, but he says that you didn't start a romantic relationship with him until New Year's Eve 2018.
Yes.
And you moved out in March of 2019.
Yes.
So we're talking about 3 months, January, February, and March, that you were romantically involved.
Yes.
In that 3-month period, January, February, and March, tell me what he gave you.
He gave me perfume,
Forget perfume.
jewelry.
Forget jewelry.
Went to our weekend getaways.
Weekend getaways. Forget weekend getaways.
Other than that, nothing.
What about a car?
He gave me a car.
How could you forget that? There's perfume, jewelry. In what month did he give you a car?
March of 2019.
So the same month that you terminated and moved out.
Yes.
So in March, he gave you a car. What kind of a car did he give you?
The 2001 Nissan Sentra.
Do you still have the car?
Yes.
And where did you get it from? Did you go to a dealer?
He bought it from one of his friends from work.
And that was a pretty big gift, right?
Yes.
When he gave you the car, did he tell you how much he paid for it?
He gave me a number, yes.
What was the number?
2,900.
Now, before he bought the car from his friend, had he discussed it with you?
Yes.
And when he discussed it with you, it was because you didn't have a car.
Yes.
I would like you to tell me what that conversation was. Because he knew you, since you were romantically involved, that you didn't have a functioning car at that point. So let me hear your version of how that took place.
He basically had a
Not basically. I don't want to hear basically. I want to hear, as best as you can recall, the conversation immediately preceding purchasing the car.
He purchased the car from his friend and was basically wanted to be nice.
Not basically. Did he come home and surprise you with it? No.
No.
He discussed it with you before.
He discussed it with me and said
I want to know what he said to you and what you said to him. If you don't remember, he'll tell me.
I don't remember the exact extent of the conversation, but he told me that he was going to pick up a car from his friend that he's purchasing from his friend that he worked with that owned a private business and was offering to buy a car for me because I didn't have a car at the time because I had my car repossessed earlier in the year, and he wanted to help me out to get a car so I can have a vehicle to get to work on a new job that I was starting.